Morning YouTube, it is I, Danielle, better known as Danielle the Happy Medium, and I just want to say welcome to all the new subscribers and all the new viewers and watchers who've been watching me over the weekend. It's a pleasure to be back with you, and hopefully you like, share and subscribe this video and get involved with the comments. But in this video up for discussion today, I want to talk a little bit about the presentation of the work and how we really give our work over from the spirit world can really be just as important as the evidence in which that we give, making us look like a more confident medium and also looking professional and ethical when we're doing demonstrations or when we're doing sit-in work. Many people will question how it is that the work is to be delivered. So I see a lot of, I feel, I see, I know. Now, for me personally, I don't mind this, but it's not genetic, but it's very simple in its approach, where if you put, Dad tells me, Mum's making me aware, it looks just a little bit more professional when it's being delivered. Now, with this here, we have to make sure it is coming from Dad or it is coming from Mum, so we have to make sure that obviously our mind is within the spiritual world. When we're doing this tends to lead me down the road of a psychic link. I tend to see, when I see people saying these kinds of statements, it makes me think they're working on a sort of a psychic vibration. When I sort of see this connection, it tells me that they're also sort of working with the spirit world. Now, a good thing with this and presenting it this way, and a lot of people miss this, is if Dad's telling you, what it's doing is it's keeping your mind, there you are as the medium, with the spirit world, with the Dad as the communicator. Why is this? Because ultimately you're giving this some kind of substance. You're giving it some sort of subject matter, where this here is just I feel, I, basically meaning you. This is making me more about the person that's in the spirit world, which is going to keep your mind with the communicator. A lot of people don't realise this when they're doing it, so it helps with your blend when you're doing your communications from the spirit world, but also helps you to present your work in a good way. Also, another thing we could talk about is statements and questions. I have put a video in the YouTube channel. I'll put it at the end for you to take a look at. By doing this way, statements, then questions. So Dad's telling me he passed with head injuries. IES, injuries. Could you understand this? So what you would put is, could you understand this? Which means it also gives you a chance to, it's a statement. You're not questioning the sitter. You're not wanting the sitter to lead you into telling you more information, which really isn't very good when we're doing mediumship. We as the medium should have the blend, should have a communicator, and all our information should be coming from the spirit world, not from the psychic or the sitter that's sitting in front of you. I do not dismiss that there will always be some kind of psychic link there, but we're wanting to be as minimum of psychic link, and we want more, so we want a good 80 to 90% of the spirit world, and maybe only 5 to 10% psychic. So we're always wanting to look to keep this side more than this side. But also when you're presenting your work in this kind of way, it looks professional. It looks like you know, even if you don't know what you're doing. Well, anyway, you should know what you're doing, but you know what I'm trying to say. Even if your nerves is in the way, you're getting a bit fearful, you're like, oh my God almighty, you know what I mean? This sort of makes it look, even if you're panicking underneath, this still makes it look like you're confident. It still makes you look like you know what you're doing. It also makes you feel, it also makes it look to the general public that you've got it all in the bag. And sometimes it's like what they say, you gotta fake it till you make it, you know what I mean? Not that you've got to fake your connection, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you've got to fake how you feel. You've got to learn to have a couple of masks going on, you know, when you're presenting work from the spirit world or when you're giving your presentation. And sometimes looks can be deceiving. You know, we can look at certain people and think, they're very confident people, but really inside they're very nervous people. They've just learned to mask it well, or they've learned to sort of put in sort of not scenarios are probably the wrong word, but they've just put in things that will help them to be able to look that more confident medium when they're doing mediumship. Now, another little hint and tip here for you all. When you're saying dad or when you're saying mom, yes, it keeps your mind with the blend, but if you look at what we're saying, dad's telling me. So what we're running on here is a clear audience link. So what will happen is the spirit world will hear them thoughts, because remember, thoughts have to be in action before they can become like a speech. So what can happen here is because dad's telling you, you will start to get a lot more coming back from dad in the clear audience link, so you may be hearing the spirit world a little bit more. This one's here is mum's making me aware, so we're sort of working on that clear cognilian link. So you might find that a lot more starts to come in on the knowing, because as you're expressing it, you're saying to the spirit world, I understand that, Claire, I get it, give me more on that. So it's really, really important. And if you were to watch your communications, when we're mediums, we're meant to be observant, we're not meant to be getting involved. So you're monitoring of what's going on here. You've got to be a bit like a multitasker, really, working for the spirit world, you know. And us mediums, we've got to be in all different places. So what we have to understand is being multifaceted means is what you're doing is you're monitoring this, but not getting involved. You're monitoring what you're saying and how you're saying it, which also will then, if you watch a little bit about what you're saying, will also give you an indication of how the spirit world's working with you and what clear range they may be working. So it's really important that we take a look at what's going on here. If we're saying a lot of this, I feel, I see, I know, I'm being told, you're talking about me, which really you're not supposed to be getting involved in the communication. You have to be involved to a percentage, because you're having to talk the communication, you're having to walk a little bit, maybe across the rostrum, or you've got to invite the client in, you know, whatever it may be. But really, we shouldn't be seeing this being said. We should be seeing more of this, because this, 1, looks professional, 2, it's holding the blend, 3, it's also improving the clear range and showing you which clear range you're working on, and 3, it looks like you're a confident medium. You cannot really get much better, in my opinion. It's only an opinion, by the way, there. This isn't fact. I just thought I'd say that to you there. But I've learned over the years of doing this tends to help me quite a bit. Now, you know how I talk so massively here about guides on this channel, and how I ask my guides to help me with communications if and where they feel is necessary. And I think that's a very important part of my mediumship, in order to establish my relationship with the spirit world, to also establish a connection, and a connection that is strong, true and good. And what you could also do here, so we can do a little bit of cheating. We're not cheating, we're just asking the spirit world to get involved. The spirit world are good. Now, for everybody who works on a rostrum, we only get about 7 to 10 minutes. And some of us get lost in our communication. We go off on tangents, we're in different stories, you know, X, Y, and Z. So I sometimes, because I'm not monitoring of the time, and because I'm not monitoring of what I'm doing, because I'm busy working, I say to my guides, look, keep the messages 7 to 10 minutes. That's what we need down here. And I have tried and tested this. I was trialing something at the weekend. I'm doing a big case study here up across all of my mentorship programs, not just the one I have in the UK, but a couple that I have across the country and also across the world and in other parts of the world. And there's a case study going to be coming out probably around about February time of next year about what I talk about on this channel, in order not only just to say it's fact, but it's not just my opinion, it's how to prove right and accurate. So watch out for that. But this is where I'm talking about this with the guides. What you need to understand is that the guides will keep your timing to 7 to 10 minutes, because that's what you've asked of them, and they will deliver that because it's important. They'll either start to dry that evidence up, or they'll start to say that communicate, how are you let her finish up, because the next one's due to come in. So learning to use your guides will help you to be able to work this. Also, we could say to the guides as well, look, we need to look professional on the rostrum. They can't stop what's coming out of your mouth, because ultimately you're a human, you're responsible for what comes out your mouth. But they can make you, or give you scenarios where you have to look at things from a different perspective, or you have to look at that from another angle, if that makes sense, in order so that it still looks professional. Also asking them to help you when you're, delivering your communications is really important. So they're just a couple of hints and tips I can give you there. Talking with your guides, even if you don't know who they are, even if they haven't got a label to them, so whether it be doorkeeper, gatekeeper, labels are just labels, but they're still them people, they're still them energies. They will still be able to give you some help and advice when you're doing your mediumship. So talking with them will help you to improve lots of different things. But for the human, when you're delivering your messages, look at what's being said. It'll help with the blend and keeping with the blend, and look at what clear range you're working with, and making sure that you deliver it to the best of your ability is always a good thing. You're not going to get this right first time. It takes time. Mediumship's going to take you years, and I'm still making mistakes. I'll tell you a quick funny story. So I was down in Nottingham the other week doing a demonstration of mediumship, and I demonstrate all over the country, all over the world. Anyway, there was a fella in the congregation, and I thought he was a woman, right? He just looked like a lady, because I probably just quickly glanced at him, and I said to him, and I thought his phone had gone off. He hadn't switched his phone off, but it wasn't. It was actually his diabetic pen. So I said to him, "Excuse me, Mrs." I says, "Your phone's going off." He says, "Excuse me, I'm a man, and it's my diabetic pen." So I still make boo-boos, and I still make mistakes, let's put it that way, and that was only a couple of months ago. So do bear this in mind, that I haven't always got it in the bag, as much as it may look like I have. But I thought it would just sort of give you a little bit of an understanding that we all make mistakes. It does happen, and you got to learn to see the funny side of things sometimes, and not give yourself such a hard time when you make them mistakes. It's been a pleasure talking to you. I hope you've enjoyed the videos. I hope it's made sense to you. Leave us some comments in the box. You'll see me probably Wednesday or Thursday. I'm away again next weekend, from Thursday through to Monday, training away across the pond. So hopefully I might get some videos up for Friday. If not, it's probably going to be next week. It's manically busy at the moment with the launch of my new school and stuff. Everything's just gone crackers. So I will love yous and leave all of this with yous, and I will see yous all very, very soon. Bye for now.